Your behavior is the world's window on you and your values. Here's what I mean. The self-regulation of our society begins with the individual, with you, and it requires strength of character. But what does that mean, friend? A man is said to have character when he can be consistently depended upon to respond in support of others, when he has the courage to stand firm on principle, and when he models to others common sense, grace and humility that earns respect in support of his spoken values. Such a man displays actions that inform the world about the integrity of his character, and just as you should judge a man primarily by his actions, just as you should judge yourself by the same standards, friend, remember that the same principle applies to public organizations, political parties and private companies, since they are nothing more than a bunch of individuals acting on a common objective. There may be many definitions when it comes to integrity of character. To keep it simple, we define it as consistency between words and actions, between what you say and what you do. Remember, friend, integrity is the key element of leadership, and character is the foundation for it. Individuals as well as companies use the words integrity and character when they present themselves or in advertisements, but many times their behavior does not reflect their presentation. A fault that creates false expectations and a breach of trust and honesty on the side of everyone who interacts with them. As neither of us is perfect, friend, and as we both know that pointing fingers while doing nothing is the only way you will never fail, know also that many times, even if your intentions are good, you are bound to make mistakes, and your relationships, your friendships, your family will sometimes suffer from them. Nevertheless, here are some checks that you can use that can minimize the impact of disappointment and the damage in your relationships. Assuming that you had all the good intentions at heart and your deeds simply did not match your intentions, have the courage to sit down with the person that was affected by your incomplete actions, whether this is your wife, your friend or your colleague, and have an honest conversation about it by reconstructing your thought process together. Find an opportunity to clarify the nature and depth of your concern regarding the implications and your relationship. Be humble enough to accept the effects of your deeds. Share your desire to correct and improve your approach in the future, and follow through with actions that match your promises. As expensive as such lessons are, friend, know that if you do not speak up and correct what was misinterpreted or wrongly done, what was and is at risk are friendships, family relationships, business contracts, and their costs are much higher than your discomfort. Remember, whether in your personal relationships or in business, integrity is continuity between what you say and what you do, as well as what you say about what you did. Be a strong man of character and never avoid confrontations. Own the problems that your actions created and allow your relationships to emerge even stronger than before by doing everything you can to correct what you did wrong. As it often happens, friend, you can find yourself many times in situations where, regardless of your own integrity standards, the ones you are interacting with have none, are lacking a spine, and your actions to resolve conflicts and correct misconducts will be in vain, and even more than this, you might even suffer from doing the right thing. If the last phrase resonated with you deeply, you are not alone, but also remember that you are not in control of the behavior of others. Your integrity stands on its own. Never forget that from the time history was recorded, bad things happened to good people. Remember that you alone cannot represent integrity and character in a group or organization that has none, and since you have responsibilities towards yourself, your family and your true friends or colleagues, you have to balance your own desire to sustain your personal values, while simultaneously remaining responsible for the health and welfare of the ones you love and care about. If you find yourself tangled in situations that do not allow you to remove yourself immediately from them, take this painful learning to heart. Develop a list from what you see done poorly so that you will never forget it again, and use this information in the future to make better choices by following these steps. Number 1. Assess your own needs and those for whom you are responsible. Know what you want and know what your wife, your children, your family needs. Take into account every person that is close to you. Number 2. If you are bound financially to a company or a situation, determine what the right time is to move on, but only after addressing honestly your financial needs and future chances. Number 3. Seek leadership next time that fits more clearly with your definition of integrity and character. Number 4. Move on when you find the right situation. If you, however, find yourself on the other side of the table, friend, if you are a leader in a group or organization, if you are a husband and a father, remember that it is your responsibility to make sure that unethical actions are addressed and good values are affirmed. Be a man who fulfills his obligations and exhibits social responsibility, and take the risk of repercussions and backlash that comes with strengthening just and fair values. Keep in mind that a family, a group, a company's reputation is the sum total of the actions of the individuals who make up its leadership, and this reputation is built one decision and action at a time, and make no mistake about it, the cumulative total can tell quite a story about its integrity and character. Your choices are a product of your character, and character can only be sustained when you care to stand up for your values, for what is just and fair, in a spirit of reciprocity. You as an individual, as a man of integrity, can make a difference in the world. People have not changed much since the beginning of time. We all still make mistakes. A great number of people are pretty good and some are rotten. Associate yourself with the good ones and take responsibility for the change. Character and integrity matters. Start with yourself and those whom you love dearly, and dare to go beyond that as well. Dare to be observant of conflicting and unethical behavior and act appropriately, and you will create a legacy of integrity. To restore trust in our society will require that you and each one of us work to strengthen our character and that of our leaders with each action every day. Will you be strong enough to follow such a path? Your choice will impact not only you,